Hi, I'm Dawn from Just Doing My Best, and I am so glad that you're here today. If you're new here, I'm over 55, and I am always trying to find ways to make my skincare simpler and affordable, my makeup simpler and affordable. If you follow me on Facebook or Instagram at Just Doing My Best, I'm always sharing makeup tips, makeup tricks, products, ways to make that happen. Today, this is my pretty minimal, everyday, go-to makeup look using very few products, and it's just a great look. It's easy to do, and for color, pretty much all we're going to use, other than a little bit of foundation and concealer, I'm going to use my $5 blush and my under $10 e.l.f. contour palette. This is going to be my highlighter, my eyeshadow, my bronzer, my contour, everything. I have skincare on already. I have very oily skin, even at 55. So before I start and I add primer, I always like to take a tissue or a paper towel, something, just to make sure that I'm not excessively oily. I don't have too much skincare on before I add primer. First step in my makeup process is always eyebrows. If you have issues with your eyebrow pencil, your eyebrows staying put, apply eyebrows first, then primer, then foundation. I think we are naturally prone to our first step is foundation. When you apply eyebrows over that, then they tend to slide a little bit, fade a little bit. So try applying your eyebrows first. My next step is primer, and I'm going to use the Milani Eye Primer to keep my eye makeup in place. And I want to say that if you're not using a primer, you may be thinking, okay, Dawn, I thought we wanted to make things simple. Here's where I'm walking a fine line between fighting the aging process and making my makeup process simpler. I have very oily skin, my skin clearly, I have wrinkles and crow's feet, and applying a primer, so this is the Milani Eye Primer, and then I'm going to use a Catrice makeup primer. What a primer does is it gives your makeup something to stick to, and it helps to fill in some of the fine lines. Think of a primer as spackle when you are painting a wall and there are little nail holes. That's what a primer will do. It will fill in some of the holes and give your makeup something to stick to. I'm using the L'Oreal True Match Nude for my foundation, and I'm only applying foundation in the areas where I will not be applying concealer. Mostly on the outer edges of my face, since around my eyes, under my eyes, that is where I'm going to be applying concealer. I don't want to apply product on top of product. So foundation is on. I did not apply foundation under my eyes because, again, I don't want to pile on products. So underneath my eyes and above my eyes, I'm going to apply color corrector and then concealer. If I apply foundation and then color corrector and then concealer, that just leaves a lot of room for separating patchy areas in and around my eyes, and I don't want that. So I left off foundation. Now I'm going to apply color corrector. And color corrector and primer are kind of those two things that if you're not using them, you might be thinking, okay, I thought we were trying to make things simple. Yes, we are, but again, I'm fighting the signs of aging, and I want my makeup to be my skin but better. Primer keeps my foundation looking better. color corrector makes it so that I don't have to use as much concealer, and it really helps combat the darkness, the under eye circles. So I love a color corrector, and it just really helps your concealer to work a little bit better and use a little bit less. I mean, if you've never used color corrector, look at the difference. It's not even concealer. It's just correcting the dark circles. I'm telling you, this is a game changer. I like to set my foundation before I apply concealer, and this really just sets that under eye area and just goes another step to keep all of that from separating. Since I applied color corrector, now I don't need a lot of concealer. Now it's time to apply some color and definition. There are a lot of places that you can contour on your face. Clearly, I probably could use a few of them. But you know what? I just don't like to overcomplicate it. So I'm only going to apply a little contour just along this jawline and then this little area right here. And just in an effort to knock out 2 or 3 things at one time, I'm going to put blush on my brush and just a little bit of bronzer. Apply that right where the sun would hit me. Right at the top of my cheeks, where my hair might not be covering my forehead, and across the top of my nose. Now, I'm going to come back to the bronzer color in this palette in a minute, but first I'm going to choose this lighter color up here and just use it for eyeshadow. Just all over the base, and I'm going to bring it up a little bit. I also like to make sure that it's lighter just below my brow. Not frosty. That was the trend a few years ago. We don't want that frosty up there. We just want it a little bit lighter so there's some separation from the darker color to the brow. All right, I was a little lopsided, so I fixed that. I have this tiny little smudging brush, and I'm going to do 2 things with it. First thing is I'm going to take the highlight color in this palette and just go in the corner, just to bring a little extra brightness to the corner of my eyes. Other thing that I'm going to do is, remember I said I only wanted to contour here? This is kind of how we're going to do contour in reverse. I'm going to take a little of this highlighter and go right down the center of my nose. Now I'm going to take this same brush. I'm going to, on my paper towel, get off the highlighter. Now I'm going to take this bronzer color. I incorporated the bronzer on my cheeks and on my nose, give myself a little bit of definition by using blush and bronzer here. Now I'm going to, in order to marry it all together, I'm going to take the same brush that I used for my highlighter. I'm going to add a little bit of bronzer to the brush. And now I'm going to lightly line the bottom and the top of my eye. Pretty color, pretty contour, pretty bronzer, pretty highlighter, pretty blush, without having to get a ton of products or make it super complicated. I often get asked what eyeshadow combination I'm wearing, and normally I'm not. That's why I love this. This is my everyday go-to, pretty minimal look and super, super affordable. Plus, here's a bonus. If you've ever wondered, okay, I'm not entirely sure if my blush goes with my lip color, my eye color. When you combine the two, when you combine the blush with the bronzer, then it goes together. And it just makes it a really seamless, cohesive look. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you'd like to see more ways to just keep things super simple for your skincare and your makeup. Let me know down in the comments below. Go out today and be blessed and do your best, and I will see you in the next video.